Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. So thank you for joining the Love Life Learn channel. This is Eric Robles, as per usual. I will be showing you all my live tradings, and I will also be answering your questions, any that you may have. So happy Friday, if I didn't mention that already. So let's summarize what we have here. So yesterday was a crazy sell-off, right? Crazy sell-off. This morning it was a little indecisive of what was going to happen, right? So far on SQs, I've made $435 in a day, but I did get bit before where TQs pretty much sold off when I tried to get in, right? I thought we would have a nice relapse, but that wasn't the case, and so for that reason I ended up losing 260 on TQs so far in the day. So overall I've made a little less than 200 on the day, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to hopefully boost that up, just because the market looks very it's very bullish depending on where you look at it. So as you can see, I lost 260 on TQs today. Right now it looks like it's trying to make a pullback, but honestly, I'm gonna break this down for you. You see this on the 180-day chart? I think it's gonna touch this SMA line, and that's pretty much what I tried doing today. So I think it's gonna touch this SMA line before we see it moving up, and I think that's why this morning I got bit and I lost that amount. So we're gonna be looking out for that. We're waiting for SQs to pull back just enough before it makes its run back up. So I'm thinking it may test this middle VWAP and then it may jump. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Again, I think the direction of SQs is going up, so that's why I am looking at this. So one of the things to keep in mind is how can you tell if this thing is going to go back up? Well, there are a couple of signals. I think we may have just seen a signal right now. Oh no, let me see if I can get in. That's one of the signals for sure. Let me just make sure I'm assessing everything correctly. Don't want to go in blindly. That's a good signal for sure. Tested the bottom, big spike up. Now can we stay above the blue EMA line? We can stay above the blue EMA line. That's a good sign. But personally, I would want it to pull back just a little bit more, but you can't really tell the market what to do. Let's see where the next candlestick opens. It's testing that support zone. It's testing that support zone. And if I see that it doesn't want to go below that green candlestick, if I see that it just keeps bouncing up, then that's a good sign that it's about to rip. And there you go. It looks like it's not gonna go back down. So I'm just waiting. For more confirmation. It might just take a little bit more seconds, or maybe a minute or two, but in this case maybe seconds, before we start seeing this thing jump up. I want to see where it closes. And I want to go in with 1,000 shares. Okay, stood above. Just waiting on that confirmation. It looks like it's just establishing a little support there. I'm going in. I think that's enough confirmation. And I'm gonna get out if I see it pull below the support. And I'm gonna have my stop ready just in case. So hopefully this thing does what I wanted to do. I want to see that candlestick close above the previous red. If it closes above the previous, yeah, there you go. Close above the previous red. This time it should go up. Hopefully it should go up. And I don't think it should go below, hopefully. Oh, well, if it pulls back up, that's a good sign. It's testing the support zone. If it goes up, that's a good sign. Yeah, it's going up. Okay, that's good. Let's see, hopefully it closes above. If it closes above, that's even better. Otherwise, we may have to cut losses. The reason why it's good if it closes above is because it tells us that there's a lot of buyers in that zone. And again, I'm trusting that the direction of that is bullish, meaning it's going up, because I think there's still some wiggle room for the NASDAQ to sell off, so we'll see. Tested it. Now I think it should go up. Hopefully it goes up. And there you go. It's continuing to go up. Okay, there you go. I may want to lock in profits at 100 just to be safe. Hopefully I can hit 100 again. Showing a little bit of resistance there. But I'm confident this thing should go up again. But like always, I like to lock in profits early. Come on, do its thing. You don't want to see that. You want to see it go green. If you see that little wick there, that's not good. Come on, go up, go up, go up. Okay. Okay, go up. Again, another resistance there. Should have locked in profits again at 70. Let's see. I think it may continue to go down now. Come on, one more time. Come on, give me one more time. Come on, do its thing. All right, I locked it in at 40. Locked it in at 40 simply because I saw that I didn't want to break that resistance there. This thing looks like it may want to trickle up just a little bit. But again, this thing might be able to rip up, and it looks like that's what it's continuing to do. So when I see this, that's when I want to go back in, because it confirms, that was a breakout basically. It confirms it's going up. A lot of hype behind it. People want to go in. But let's see. 24.28. I can see this thing going back to 24.28. So I'm going to go in. And I'm going to get my sell real quick. Sell order real quick. 100%. When it's 24.28, hopefully, then that's when I'll sell off. Come on, continue. I think it might go to 24.28. A lot of hype. Come on, go to 24.28. Come on, don't fail me now. Doesn't want to continue to go down. Usually when you have a big bullish candlestick, and it doesn't go down right away, that's a good sign. Means that this thing may want to go up. Otherwise, because sellers didn't come in yet, you know, no one's selling the stock. Everyone's loading up. All right, so there you go. Hopefully it continues to go 24.28. That's my benchmark. That's where I want to sell off. Come on, just a little bit more. All right, a little trickling up a little bit. Come on, 24.28. All right, it's a little pullback, that's okay, but it's not selling off quickly, I think. So it's just a little pullback. It looks like it's still testing that EMA so far. Doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't look like it's selling off quickly, you know what I mean? Like it's just a little fake. Otherwise it would have been crossing it. It's about like 30 seconds into the candlestick opening, so that's a good sign. Look at that long wick. It's telling you that it has potential to continue moving up. 24.28 is my goal. All right, there you go. New highs. Might continue to go up. People are hyping it up. There you go. All right, I'm locking in now. All right, sold at 140. All right. So 612 on the day, minus 260. Let's see how much we've got so far. All right, it's 352 on the day so far. My goal today is for 400. If I can hit 400, that would be great. That would be great. So guys, hopefully you saw the way I made that trade. I saw the direction that the stock was going. I saw that it was very bullish, wanted to continue to go up. I saw that the candlestick just didn't want to go down. You guys saw that, right? It went really green high up, and then the next one that opened up, I just saw that it just didn't want to go back down. You know what I mean? Like it was just it just stayed neutral. When you see that, that's a good sign. That tells you there's a lot of people that are trying to buy the stock, or whatever you're trading. So it has the potential to move up. And again, that's why you have indicators. You know, indicators are telling you that it's going to go up, and that's what you use the indicators for. So you saw how I executed that trade. I think it went well. Again, you saw the big picture. You saw me think big picture here. Yesterday was a complete sell-off with the market. I showed you that, you know, that big graph, and I said that it still has potential to go down, right? I feel bad I'm not getting in this right now, but that's okay. I mean, we're not here to feel bad. We're here to be consistent and make a profit. This is where you reassess the situation, right? This is where you look, okay, what was my plan, right? You go back and you come up with the new plan in a way. Can you continue with that plan? So that's pretty much what we're doing right now. Let's see. You see right here? It still hasn't touched, right? It still hasn't touched. Still has room to grow. And that's where oops. So I'm gonna put that on the side of my screen. So I'm gonna have that on my screen on like one side. On my other monitor, I should say. Let's see, this is at 11347, 1134. Okay. And basically that's what I'm gonna look at this entire day. I'm gonna see how the chart behaves, if it's doing what I think it's gonna do, and then execute based on that observation and on that ideology / plan that I have. So I think this thing still has room to continue to go up all the way up to 25.36. So that's going to be my plan. You just want to make sure that you get in at the right time. Right here, major support zone / resistance zone. You saw this consolidation. It touched it a couple of times, did not want to go below it. Beautiful sign, pushed up. That's what we want to see. Okay, so I'm just going to get ready to potentially enter another trade here. just because it's just so bullish. And again, the fact that I made my assessment and I know what I think it's gonna do makes me want to again get in. You just want to make sure you get in at the right time. You see, it's really close to this 25.37. That's where my goal is. That's where I think it's gonna go. But you just want to get in at the right time. This thing may want to test again the EMA, the blue line, and when it does, that's I think when a good time we'll get in would be. Again, I want to see that it continues to bounce up like that. Yep, just like that. But I want to see it. I want to see how far down it goes. All right, so I can get in real quick. And again, I'm going to get my order ready to sell just in case, because I don't want it to go all the way to the red and then next thing you know I'm stuck and I can't get in, can't get out. Looks like it may pull back down now. Hopefully it might pull back down after that big ass move. Whoops, sorry for the curse. But that's all part of the cycle. Again, this is a cycle. If it breaks below the blue, that's when we're like, okay, we're backing off. I just see the potential that it can go up to 25. That's okay. Reds are okay, you know. But we have that plan. And a lot of people are behind the stock right now. A lot of people want to go up. A lot of momentum going up. You know, the NQ's big chart, big picture thing tells us that it has some room to go down. So that's what people are looking at. And that's why we're still in this. Continues to go up. I don't see this thing want to go down anytime soon, so I'm just going to hold for a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised though if it does a little bit of a pullback like it did before around this area, or if it just stays neutral before it pushes up. So hopefully it ends up in the green just a little bit. If not, we may want to get out, but we'll see. Right now it's just very close to the next resistance zone, so that's why I'm still holding. And again, big picture stuff. Let's see if this thing pushes up again. Looks like there's a little resistance there. If it goes up to 60 profit, I'll get out. All right, nice little push. Oh, there you go. Resistance zone, I'm getting out. All right, saw that, guys. I saw that it was there. I saw that it might approach a resistance zone. Locked in profits. Get out of it, especially because what it's doing right here. You know, it's very oversold. I mean, overbought rather. 2 candlesticks here, resistance. See, didn't want to go through. Locked in profits, didn't touch it. Let's wait and see what happens. See, that's when you don't want to get greedy. I saw that this little pullback may come into play, which is exactly what it's doing. So that's what I'm looking out for right now. And again, I'm only able to do this because I'm on the right side of the trade, okay? I'm on the right side of the trade. I see where this market direction is headed. And now we just do a reassessment. You check to make sure, you know, that what is going according to plan is still, you know, is still intact, if that makes sense. And if I see that, you know, and if I see that it does what I want it to do, meaning it establishes a support zone, that's good. And if I don't see that this thing, you know, just comes tumbling down, right? If it doesn't go tumbling down, then that's a good sign. All right, so look, what we're looking at right now, you saw this support, it established a support right there. It doesn't want to go below that. So that's a good sign. You see this thing still has room to go up. It still is gonna, I think it's still gonna go up to 25.36, like I mentioned before. And again, I'm looking at my other monitor here, making sure that it did not touch the yellow line that we were talking about before. Let me see. Let's see where it's at. All right, yep, there's still, it's almost approaching it, guys. It's almost approaching it. It's almost approaching it, which means this tells me that on SQs, we're very close to maxing out, if that makes sense. Right now, this is just like a little healthy pullback. All right, so I want to see it break the previous 24.88 before I get in, and then I'm going to get out of 25.36 if that's possible. But you guys can still see it's still testing that EMA line. It's still testing that blue line, so that it just goes to show that there are still buyers here. This thing still has a chance to go up. Right? But again, I want to see this thing break 24.88. That's like the new resistance zone. I'm getting ready to enter the trade if that's the case. And you see that wick down there? You see that wick? If it closes like that, it's a good sign that this thing's going to continue to go up. So I'm just waiting for that confirmation. And then once it hits, you know, close to, let's see. There you go, I'm getting in. Hopefully it covers me. All right, now I gotta get out as soon as possible. This thing's gonna go back down just like it goes back up. As soon as it hits that 25. And keep in mind, you know, like the zone that I marked down, it's not said and done, right? It doesn't have to go there, but in that region, you know, once it hits that region, that's where you kind of want to get out. But this thing still hasn't touched the line that I'm looking at in my second monitor, so that's why I'm still, you know, I have two lines that's like double my confirmation, if that makes sense, my assessment. So hopefully this thing can go back up at least to 25.20, and then I'll get out, and I won't touch it again. It's a big candlestick there, big candlestick rip there, big jump down there. Oh, that's a sign that this thing may want to go down now. Yep, ripping down. All right, so it broke the pattern here. Broke the pattern here. Looks like it definitely tested that line. Not gonna go in there again. So that's just the way this works. Should have gone out before, but that's okay. It tested, it did a nice little test there actually. Nice little sell off there. A nice little wick there, it bounced up. So we'll see if I want to get in one more time and then call it a day. But it just looks like it's let's see. Yeah, it looks like this thing doesn't have any more steam. Let's look at the 180 day. Yep. It looks like it definitely touched the SMA line. Yep, and it's around this area here. So I'm not gonna get in a trade again. Definitely is a resistance zone right there. So you can see all these candlesticks. They're literally forming like a level there, which tells us that this thing may have run its course. No, wants to continue to go back up. Think it's gonna try to test that SMA line again. But you know, we're not gonna do anything about it because we're better than that. We know that there's 3 candlesticks that failed to go up, so we're not gonna touch it unless for some reason it just breaks the SMA line. Then that would be shocking. You know, the whole market will like crash, and then who knows. Yeah, would have been nice to hold though. Would have made some gains there, but would have made some more gains if it would have held. But again, we didn't know, right? We thought it ran its course. So, but right now this is critical territory. You don't want to get in. All right, so we're not gonna do anything now. It's in sketch waters, so it ran its course, at least in our books. And I expect this thing to tumble down anytime soon, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if from here on out, the rest of the day, this thing just continues to be in this zone. I just wouldn't be surprised because that's usually what happens when you have a big sell-off. You usually see, you tend to see zones kind of built up, momentum built up, if that makes sense. So it'll just move horizontally. And that's kind of what you're seeing right here. So you're not seeing this thing continue to go up or continue to go down. You're just seeing this thing kind of trickle horizontally. And that's kind of what we expected to see before we, potentially see this thing go back down. And then we'll go over to TQs, which is the inverse of this ETF. And then yeah, would have been nice if I would have held on to my position before, but again, I wasn't here. I didn't want to blow up, the gains that I did, right? Thankfully, I still have 403 on SQs, a little over half of what I had before. So again, it's better to you know, have something than not have it at all, especially after going through this whole assessment. You don't want to lose everything that you did, right? So that's part of the game. But you know, the reason why I did that was because, again, I saw that it did a huge push down, and that's something that we haven't seen in the last 30 minutes or so. So to me, that said, okay, remember I was talking about zones? Oh, like here it goes. It wants to go to 25, 21. Damn, would have been nice to sell off there for sure. That would have been a nice chunk of change. All right, so see, this thing wants to continue trickling up. It's crazy. Like, see, when I see things like this and it's approaching a major resistance zone, I wouldn't want to get in. So I'm not doing anything at this point. It's at this point right now, at this point in time, I'm out of plan. I don't have a plan. Let me show you what I'm talking about, guys. Look at this. You see this line, this orange line? You see the pattern before? It always touch the orange line. See, those are things that you want to look out for. A bigger picture. If this thing goes all the way down, that's not a good sign for the market in general. I mean, it's a good thing for us. We're profiting off of it, but for the overall market, that's not a good thing. So wow, I can't believe it actually did what I said it was gonna do. This big move here just kind of bit me. Yeah, it bit me. That would have been a huge chunk of change right there. Imagine, I bought in like at $24.92 and it literally went up by 30 cents. That would have been a $3,000 profit right there. $3,000. Was it $3,000 or 300? I think I'm bugging, guys. 100 times 1,000. No, I'm sorry, not 100. $1 times 1,000. Yeah, I am bugging. That would have been $300. All right, so huge, approaching like this huge resistance zone. So we're just gonna watch and see what it does. If it breaks and it looks like it might break on my, then we may want to get in, but we're very skeptical. And if it breaks, then you know we're gonna see it until when, right? Yep, broke SMA line. Wow, this isn't good for the markets. At this point, I really don't know what it might do. So that's why I'm not getting in. I really don't know what it might do. I'm gonna go on StockTwits real quick just to see what people are talking about. We might have a market crash. Yep. I'm checking to see what has it done in the past. If it's ever done something where it goes below the SMA, and that is not the case. I mean, honestly, at this point, what I want to do now is I want to make sure, I want to see if it establishes a support zone right over here before I get in. So that's like the next plan that I have, is I want to see this thing trickle back just a little bit. And if I see that it doesn't go below 25.36, then that might be a good position to get in. What we should have seen here, though, is we should have seen where I sold off. We should have seen like it did a huge sell-off, and the fact that it just continued to go up, that should have been like a sign for us that this thing was going to continue to go down. You know what I mean? I mean, continue to go up. Because that was like a fake out, right? And that was a huge fake out. Like it faked me out. So, you know, sometimes you just have to do the opposite of what it's doing to profit off of it. But look at this. This is a huge candlestick going down. So this is good. You want to see this, and then you want to see it establish a support zone right around here, and then you want to see like a nice big push up, similar to this. So we'll see. So we want to see this thing do what it did over here and what it did over here. A nice little pullback. Before we take a position. Again, this is a major support, resistance or support zone, however you want to look at it. So if it establishes a support here, we could see this thing go again all the way to 26.45. So there's a lot of potential here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And I hope you guys can see why I'm doing that. The fact that this thing just hasn't gone tumbling down, crashing down, again, that's another sign that this thing may want to go up. But again, I'm just waiting to see it establish a support zone. And honestly, the fact that it did this is a good sign. But I want to see it pull back just a little bit. And I want to... Little resistance there. So it would be nice if it pulls back just a little bit. And then we establish a stop loss right around there.
Not yet.
Wouldn't be surprised if he wants to test 25.84 again. But until it breaks that, I don't want to get in just yet. Big sell off at 25.84, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Looks like it still looks like it's appreciating the CMA line, and it looks like it might go all the way to 26.45. But I want to see a nice pullback first. More so than what I saw before. Alright, I'm getting in there. I think this thing has potential to go all the way up. That was my confirmation there.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's me. Never mind. Get that off.
All right, I'm locking in profits there. All right, thank you, Father.
Oh, Erky.
Yeah.
I made custom back Peace Corps dress.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I locked in profits there, guys. I'm trying to see if I could go back to my gains before 26.45. Looks like it's approaching that. Nice little support zone there, as you can see. And you saw that I got in when I saw that momentum going up, right? That was my confirmation for me. You never want to go in before you're, before you, all right, so again, I want to protect the gains. I don't want to do the same mistake as last time. I don't want to get too greedy here. So I'm gonna wait and see, especially because we're already approaching this next resistance zone here. But this is a crazy, crazy support level that I just did. And Q's just hit 5% lows again. So crazy sell-off happening. And again, when you see sell-offs like that, a lot of people get scared. And that's a lot of opportunity for us, especially because it broke that SMA line. There's a lot of fear there. So that's good for us. And I probably should have seen that, so I probably could have held there. But
Where can I go with that?
a lot of volume there on that downward candlestick. A lot of volume there. So that's something to look at. Meaning a lot of people are taking in profits, selling off. Now if this thing breaks this EMA line, all hell may break loose. This thing may now go back up. Go back down for who knows when. It's a good thing we didn't try to get into this trade here, because think about it this way: resistance and support levels are just zones, right? They're not definitive. They're not. It's not like a guarantee. So it's not a guarantee. It's a zone. So we're gonna look at the same thing we saw before when I got stopped out. We're gonna look for that like jump down and then that jump right back up. If we see that, that's a positive sign, and we have the potential to make even more earnings. So that's what we're looking for right now, and that's what I'm looking at right now. You see, these are all planned strategies that you develop over time. And again, these are just buy patterns, right? It's just recognizing what's been done before and then using the indicators that you see here to make an assessment and make a judgment. And then after that, it's just probabilities. If your probabilities, if everything looks like it's a yes, then you know that's what it'll be. But again, it looks like we're in the right direction. Good thing we did not transition over to TQs just yet. Personally, I would have looked at it over here, but again, because this thing is just so bullish right now, direction is up. Oh, look what happened here, guys. Close below the EMA line. First time it's done that since this entire rally up. That just tells us that this thing may be consolidating in this area before it pulls back down, but that's a break of pattern there. Break of pattern. Yep, definitely would not get in a trade at this point in time. I would not, but doesn't mean I won't get in there anytime soon. I want to see this thing test the support zone over here, the SMA line that we mentioned before. I want to see this thing test it, give it some strength, you know, give that thing some strength, if that makes sense. Tell me that this thing is not going to go below this line. I want you to show it to me. And when I see that, then I'll get in, and my target is going to be, you know, somewhere around 26.30, 26.45. But the fact that this thing has not sold off a bunch, you know, this thing has not plummeted down. The fact that it hasn't done that, that's already a good sign, right? That's just a sign that this thing is just building that momentum upwards. So if for some reason this thing was to break below that and the candlestick closes below this line over here, then that's it. It might test this line over here. But we're not sure just yet. Okay, looks like it reached that support zone right around here. So again, it's a zone. Support levels are zones. All right, so I think I might end the stream because I'm not sure Sorry about that, guys. Checking to see if my frames were, the video was actually loading, and it looks like it was. Just very laggy. But the concept, the idea hasn't changed. All right, so I think this is where you see establish the night support zone there, and I think this is where we may want to get in. It's not sure yet. This could be the potential for a downtrend. But the fact that it has not gone below this level here, 25.55, is a good sign. 25.55. It's establishing a zone level right there. But usually we like to wait for that confirmation. We like to see that this thing is going to continue to go up. And how do we see that? Well, we see that by looking to see if it breaks this area right over here, these candlesticks. If it breaks 25.78, but it looks like it's setting us up for a potential continuation going up, because look at our indicators. Indicators are showing that this thing is in the process of going back up. It's just a healthy pullback. That's just all that it is. But it looks like it broke the previous support level there. So this thing might be showing signs of a reversal. Yep, now I wouldn't want to get in this trade anymore. It looks like it's making lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. And what did we see yesterday? We saw yesterday that NQs was flirting around the 5% zone. But that doesn't say to me that I want to continue, that I want to, go in this just yet. I got bit. You see the loss that I have over here, 261? And that's what I got bit this morning. That when I saw that, that's when I realized that we're going to continue to sell off. Wouldn't be surprised if things tries to test this SMA line again. But I'm looking over at my 5-minute window for the NQs, and it looks like it's going to test this 132. Looks like it's going to test 132, and and then that'll determine whether we continue to sell off or we continue to form an uptrend. So guys, I think I may cut this video short now. I think I've been on for quite a amount of time. I kind of told you what I wanted to look for, and I kind of showed you how I executed some trades where I got bit. But that's okay. We get bit, every now and then. The point is you just don't want to get bit excessively. So, okay, it looks like it's testing that EMA line right now. This one right over here. It might pull back before it continues to go up. Just because it looks like it's ready for a pullback to go back down. But if it breaks this EMA line over here, then I think it may continue to sell off. So see, those are things that I look for, guys. Those are things that I'm looking at before I go into a trade. So again, you just want to be consistent with your trades, and then consistent with your assessment. Make sure you cut losses where you know to cut losses. That's pretty much what I did before on the SQs. So I think hopefully this video leaves you with anything is, again, make sure you know your direction. If you see that something isn't working out in your favor, then, you know, if you're trading an ETF, go to the inverse. Otherwise, just stop and wait for an opportunity to present itself, like the one we are looking at right now. Huge sell-off, but again, I don't want to touch this just because of what it did yesterday. Yesterday just sold off the entire day. So it's Friday. Usually Fridays is when things sell off even more. So bigger picture's thinking, you know, don't try to fight the direction that the market is going in. You're never gonna win. So guys, I'm gonna let you go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave me a comment. Again, I don't do